Hello and welcome back to the channel. Steuben here, and I know it's been a little bit since I've done an upload, but if you want to stay in the loop on what's going on, you know, of course, there's the community tab, there's a Twitter account, there's a Discord. Feel free to join all those. I don't want to weigh this video down with, you know, any personal issues or anything of the sort. So if you're interested or curious, and you just want to know, or you just care in general, then hop into the Discord and check out the announcements there. But as you've already seen in the title and the thumbnail, we're here covering a Zoroark box deck from Evolving Skies. This thing is probably the best single prize deck that has direct outs to the Lugia matchup. This past weekend at LAIC, Lugia dominated a massive amount of day 1 and day 2 Swiss standings, and of course, you know, it was the finals between Tord and Lucas. They both played a little bit different versions of Lugia, and I think with Toronto this coming weekend, we're going to see even more Lugia. I don't ultimately know what exists as like the perfect counter, but this is probably the best thing that I could come up with that I've seen also successful results from online. In addition to, you know, just playing in general, it feels okay against Lugia. It's not 100% auto win or anything like that. It feels more like a 50-50, and that's saying something because the power of Lugia is insane. If you want to go check out all those deck profiles, links up in the iCard. Also, another thing too, new camera, new audio, new phone. Let me know what you think. Hopefully, it sounds and looks okay. I'm filming at work. I've just been really busy. But yeah, without further ado, let's just dive into it. We've got a 4/4 Zoroark Zora line here. The ability of Phantom Transformation. You can just swap this out with a stage 1 from your discard pile. You have to discard anything that's attached to it, any damage counter, so on and so forth. But it gives you access to a bunch of stage 1s that normally you're never going to play because you're going to have to evolve from the most random Pokemon, and they're pretty rough. So yeah, we're rocking that 4/4 line of that. It's the main attacker. I use that in quotes because you're going to transform Zoroark into something else. For your support, we are playing a 3/3 Mincino and Cincino line. We're going to use the Call for Family Mincino here to grab 2 basic Pokemon from our deck and put them on the bench. And we've got the Make Do ability here, discard a card and draw 2. This will get your stage 1 Pokemon into the discard pile so Zoroark can use Phantom Transformation into those targets. So yeah, let's just continue on. The newest and most important attacker going into this Lugia meta is going to be this Raichu from Silver Tempest with the ability, with the attack, oh my god, with the attack Ambushing Spark for 40 plus 100 more damage if your opponent used their V-Star power this game. So of course Lugia is going to use Summoning Star to get the Archeops into play, and then for 1 energy you're hitting them for 140 times 2, 280, enough to get the KO, permitting that they don't have the Dunsparce in play. So you do have to deal with the Dunsparce first before Raichu can get there. The next one is another new one from Silver Tempest. We have the breaks in here with the attack Flare Parade for 2 colorless, does 60 damage times the amount of Serena in your discard pile. Spoiler alert, we're playing 4 copies of Serena, so if all 4 Serena are in there, you are going to hit for 240 damage. You're going to knock out most basic Pokemon in the game. You know, you got to be able to clean up on some of the things. If you have 3 Serena in there, you can clean up on Luminions and Crobats. And then we are rocking the Apple package. We've got a Flapple and an Appleton. We'll start with the Appleton here. Again, new camera. Camera's like here. I'm used to a smaller everything. So yeah, this is the Appleton here with the attack Thick Mucus, 70 damage times the amount of special energy cards attached to your opponent's Pokemon. Not their active, their entire bench as well. So 7 times 4 is 280. That's enough to KO a Lugia without having to worry about the the weakness in the Raichu and the Dunsparce. Next in line is the Flapple with Acidic Mucus, another Mucus attack here, and you are going to be able to hit them for 50 times the amount of abilities that they have in play. So most of the Pokemon in a Lugia deck are rocking abilities, except for Yveltal and Stoutland. So you can hit those up pretty good. And also, too, against Stoutland, I mean, you're going to evolve everything. You have no other basics except for, say, Manaphy in this, which we'll get to the end. So that feels pretty cool, being able to deny them from using the Stoutland. Just keep in mind that Lost Box is kind of a hard matchup for you here. So you're going to have to just trade and hopefully rely on something else that's in here. Next attacker, we have the Mightyena with the ability Hustle Bark. If your Pokemon or your opponent has a Pokemon VMAX in play, you can attack for 3 colorless less, and you've got Wild Tackle for 3 colorless, or in this case, free, because you're going to put this in play when they're playing Mew VMAX specifically. And you're going to hit them for 160 times 2, which is 320, enough to get the KO. You do hurt yourself for 50, but again, you're trading single prizes for single prizes, so that feels pretty good there. The last attacker is the Slowbro from Pokemon Go with the attack Twilight Inspiration. You can use this attack only if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card left. Take 2 prize cards. So they get ahead, they have 1 prize card left. Slowbro can come in and take the game away, kind of like your Ender here. And good players can play around it. It's really rough, but yeah, they have to have 2 prize cards left. Or I'm sorry, you have to have 2 prize cards left. They have to have 1, and you can just steal the game with Slowbro. If you do it and they just like peter out and can't get there, I mean, if you can do it 2 turns in a row, then you are an absolute hero and you deserve to live in a palace made of gold. But I highly doubt that situation's going to happen. And the last Pokemon is a Manaphy here with the Wave Veil ability to protect your benched Pokemon from damage. So that's the Pokemon lineup in here. Pretty straightforward. And then we'll move on to the supporters. We are playing 4 copies of Serena. This thing is pretty gas. Choose one or the other effect here. Discard up to 3 cards from your hand. If you do so, draw until you have 5 remaining. So another way to get your attackers into the bin, or you can also use it to switch one of your opponent's Pokemon V with their active, so a gusting effect onto a V. Think of it like a boss's orders sort of situation. And then we have 3 copies of Research, discard your hand and draw 7. And then we're rocking 3 copies of Marnie, shuffle hand, put on bottom of deck. Really good disruption. And the last supporter is a boss's orders. I'm gonna run out of space because the camera angle is a little bit awkward here. So, you know, keep that in mind. New stuff. I'm not used to the whole kit and caboodle of this. I could lay it out a little bit better, but hey, screw it, right? We do things the way we do things here. Items, we've got 4 copies of Level Ball, being able to grab any Pokemon with 90 HP or less. For the most part, you're going to grab your Manaphy, your Zoras, your Mincinos, and Cincinnos. Everything else you can't really get. You can technically get the Flapple, Appleton, and Breaks, and it feels pretty good, but the other attackers you kind of miss out on. But for the most part, you'll probably incense for these. All right, we've got 3 Quick Ball. Discard a card to grab a basic Pokemon, and 3 Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards, search your deck for any Pokemon. Then we've got 3 Evolution Incense. Pretty easy peasy here. And again, I'm running out of space, so we're just gonna shift everything over a little bit. I should probably have brought the camera up, but hey, you know, novice mistake. I'm recording at work, so what are you gonna do about it? And then we've got 2 copies of Ordinary Rod to shuffle back in Pokemon and Basic Energy. But we don't play any Basic Energy, so we're just gonna really put back the Zoras, Zoroarks, and you know, maybe Manaphy, Mincino, Cincino, depending on the situation. Then we've got a Rescue Carrier. Grab 2 Pokemon with 90 HP or less from your discard pile and put them in your hand. So they get the KO of the Manaphy and you think they can take a multi-prize turn, then you're just going to go ahead and get that Manaphy back into your hand. And you know, Zoroark, not Zoroark, sorry, Zora, Mincino, Cincino, be able to reuse and abuse those. We've then got the Choice Belt as a damage modifier, 30 more damage. In some situations, the Choice Belt needs to be played onto the Mightyena. If they have an Oricorio in play, you only do 300 after the Oricorio takes the damage off. So the Choice Belt helps you fix that math, as well as fixing the math of other situations where like the Break Sync can get up to 270. If all 4 Serena, the discard pile. Acidic Mucus, you know, they have 4 abilities. You need to hit for 220. You need a belt in this. So really be careful with your belt. Always save it for the right moment that you need it. Then we've got a Lost Vacuum. Put another card from your hand into the Lost Zone and get rid of a tool card or a Stadium in play. This is to deal with whatever kind of random threats and thin out your hand a little bit. And the last item, we have an echoing horn. We can put a easy target basic from their discard onto their bench and just, you know, gust it up with Serena or Boss and take it out. Pretty straightforward. And for the energy, we've got 4 copies of Twin. Kind of just lay them off to the side here. And then we've got 2 double turbo. So basically these are your main fulfillers for most of the attacks. And then we've got 3 copies of capture to grab another Zoroark or Messina or Manaphy from the deck. And the nice thing too is you only need these captures when you're attacking with the Raichu, the Appleton, or the Flapple, since you can actually get there. And in some situations, like if Temple of Sinnoh is a thing, which is a problem for this, it still gives you access to these 3 attackers, and technically Cincino, if you really need to get through them. But that's the list, a little bit tight, packed from the camera angle. Again, recording at work, what can I do about it? Not much. But hopefully you like this list, hopefully you play it and test it out. I'm working on getting some more people to get involved and come record some gameplay and hopefully commentate over them for you and, you know, bring that sort of content to the table as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't really think of anything else to say, of course, other than, you know, like, comment, and subscribe, all those typical things to let YouTube know that this is a good video and, you know, someone should watch it out there. You should, you know, share it, hit it up, tell your friends. Stupin's back again. Well, I never really left. Yeah, I'm rambling. It's been a bit. But expect a video, you know, more often than the whole week without a true upload. But yeah, I'll see y'all whenever I see you. Much love, and peace out.